Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises to manage clients and projects with max efficiency, sharing Wix's SEO tech to help you drive growth.
Fix errors, waste, and issues in a couple of clicks. Get alerted whenever you're off track. Sign up at trueclicks.com.
I am here on behalf of the agency that I belong to, but I'm also representing Weglot, who are here today. They're exhibiting downstairs. We've got two people come from Paris. Weglot is a solution for website translation, internationalization, and multilingual SEO, based in Paris, with us today. Please do find them. They'll be here at the end for the Q&A if you've got any questions about their product or services. But I'm from Swanky. We are in comparatively sleepy Exeter. We build and grow e-commerce businesses around the world from our 3 offices in the UK, Australia, and France. You may recognise some of the brands here. Bouclem, which is a curly hair care brand, I will be making reference to throughout the talk. So I'm here today to bring some of my learnings on how to achieve multilingual SEO success through the translation of a website. I hope that it flows nicely on from what Lau shared. It's quite a big moment for me. I actually have a master's in applied translation, and this is one of the first times I've been able to say that my work is related to my degree. So a nice moment. So the ability to communicate and engage with a global audience is no longer a nice to have, but a necessity for businesses looking to execute cross-border commerce. So we're going to be looking in depth on how we can achieve that. Almost 60% of websites are in English, but less than a third of internet users are native English speakers. That's a huge untapped market of people unserved in their own language, and a huge number of missed opportunities for businesses looking to reach them. 75% of consumers are more likely to buy a product with information in their own language. Hardly surprising, but this statistic is quite shocking, I feel. So when it comes to communicating with a global audience, much like Lau was saying, contextualization is king. It's about adapting your content to reflect the culture, the language, and the search behavior of your target audience. It's not good enough to just translate your website into another language. So by contextualizing, by adapting your site to reflect another culture and language, you're creating a better user experience for those in other countries. The website flows, it makes sense, it relates to their culture, personal experiences, etc. You're also breaking down linguistic and geographical barriers. So you're removing obstacles that might prevent someone from aligning with your brand and then converting. And of course, you're increasing your own brand's visibility and recognition in that specific region. So you're easing the buying process. We're super lazy these days. We want speed, ease. So anything that's an obstacle or blocking that is a turn off. And of course, by implementing a keyword-led strategy, you're helping online searchers find your site. So we've looked at the necessity of contextualizing. Now we're looking at the necessity of MTPE, or machine translation post-editing. I probably won't say that too many times, it's a bit of a mouthful. But it's a method of translation that combines the speed of machine translation with the accuracy and linguistic nuance of a human translation. So the process involves a human being reviewing, editing, and building upon the output of a machine translation. It improves the technical accuracy and, as we've explored, increases engagement and SEO. Given the fact that in e-commerce, communication and connection is vital to build trust and see revenue growth, MTPE is one of the most suitable and cost-effective ways of helping a brand launch into a global market. If you're using a poorly translated text, any trust that you've built either through a marketing funnel or through word of mouth is just eroded. So the language you use has to resonate with your audience. So raw machine translation output is never 100% accurate and cannot communicate linguistic and cultural nuances. The agency I work with, we use Weglot as our preferred tool for our global clients because they combine the best MT tools And they have API connections to leading translation providers like DeepL, Google Translate, Microsoft Translate. So you're getting machine translation from the best providers. But they never claim to be completely accurate. And although it's the most speedy and cost-effective solution, it's the first step, but not the end point. So MTPE helps communicate brand guidelines from big picture questions like tone of voice, all the way through to more linguistic preferences like how many sentences per paragraph, or do you like to write numbers as digits, etc. One of our global clients was translating from UK English to German, and the German translation was very formal and a little bit archaic. And we fortunately have a native German speaker on our team who realised that, and we were able to edit. MTP also tackles words with multiple meanings. In English, we have hundreds of those, like to run a meeting, to run a race, things like that. And it provides attention to detail for accurate word-for-word translation, which is needed in things like heading tags, marketing copy, ad campaign copy, etc. And perhaps the main point of the talk is MTP helps access untapped international audiences by targeting keywords to maximise ranking opportunities. So, keyword research, the road to success. If you know what your audiences are searching for, you can tailor your website to appear in SERPs in however many languages you require. And as Lau was saying, you can't just guess. I think many of us think that we know cultural nuances of different countries if we've lived in France for a year or whatever. We need data-led insights into the language and the terminology that people are searching for. This then informs site structure, internal linking strategies, and content strategy. So here's the process you've all been waiting for. 4 steps to implement a keyword-led multilingual SEO strategy for MTPE. So it involves identify, translate, evaluate, and implement. I haven't put a slide in here, but if you are a brand or an agency working with a brand that is looking to go global, you have to do your research, as Lau was saying, exploring industry reports, doing competitor analysis, digging into the demographics, etc. But here we go. This is first step, identify. We've got 3 points for identify. This is the bit that I love doing. This is identifying the keywords that your store will target. This equates to understanding your audience's search behavior. There are, so I've got 3 options here. Creating a keyword universe. We did this for Bouclem, the curly hair care brand that I was mentioning earlier. And we did a huge piece for them on keyword research. So we did branded and non-branded. So branded would be Bouclem Curl Cream, and then the non-branded would be cream for curly hair, for example. We then did keyword research for their products, for their collections. And then what was particularly useful for this brand was their USPs. I don't know if you know, but the curly hair care market in the UK is actually quite saturated. And so it was really important to help them understand what their USPs were: paraben-free, sulfate-free, vegan, plant-powered. So we did a whole piece in keyword research into their USPs, and that was really interesting. But also we did related questions. So interestingly, the top 2 questions facing curly hair care brands are how to sleep with curly hair, so how to keep your hair curly when you sleep, and how to diffuse curly hair, so the attachment on your hairdryer. So that was interesting as well. So, and you're also looking at volume, intent, and difficulty. That's your classic 3 criteria for keyword research. The second way you can do your keyword research is through keyword mapping. This option is something that I've been exploring more recently. And if you follow me on LinkedIn, I will try my hardest to narrate this journey with an SEO agency that have developed an app that integrates the keyword mapping document into the app and helps identify opportunities to optimize your on-site content. And this option requires you to choose a primary and a secondary keyword for collections and products primarily. So you can see 4-seater sofas or 4-seat sofas, sectional sofas, L-shaped sofas, etc. And then the third way is to create a keyword glossary, Weglot has a built-in glossary feature which you can manually add to or import your own list. This is the kind of thing like terminology, product names, linguistic style. Do you use the formal version of you in French or German, your tone of voice, etc. Okay, so that was identify. These are now shorter. The next phase is translate. This is the kind of easy step, translating those keywords that you've identified into your target language. We use Weglot primarily for this, as it seems to perform the best out of all. You can opt to use human translation here as well, or use things like SEMrush and Moz, etc. But it's really important to emphasize here that along with the translation process, you need to evaluate. It will probably be that the translated keywords may not perform well enough as a keyword. So you need to make sure that the literal translation is actually working. So in some cases, you might need to find a synonym. I've got an example with Bouclem. So they split their curly hair profiles into three. So you've got wavy hair, curly hair, and coily hair. Coily is super tight curls, curly is average curls, etc. So when we were trying to translate this into French, if there are any French speakers, please excuse my accent. Curly is cheveux bouclés. They have wavy, which is cheveux ondulés. They don't have coily hair, but they have three words for frizzy hair: cheveux crépus, frisés, and frisottis. Which is amazing. I love those words. So it was really interesting, kind of working out how we translate the core part of their website using those keywords. So yeah, something I really love to do. And obviously you are constantly looking at search volume, competitive difficulty, the search intent, using all of these kind of tools to evaluate those keywords. So the fourth and final step is the implementation. So you can then localize your content to capture these cultural nuances, either by rephrasing your copy or you're switching out keywords. And you can begin then creating content that specifically targets those keywords and caters to your target audience. So you're resonating with their needs, their behavior, etc. Weglot allows this localization to be really smooth and effective. Their interface is really easy. Integration capabilities are brilliant. So just remember, it's all about contextualization and connection. So I wanted to show you some numbers here. We have really enjoyed working with this brand. They've employed our services for PPC, data analytics, digital marketing, etc. And we've used Weglot to translate their stores into France, Germany, Netherlands. They also have a US store and an Irish store as well. Firstly, this graph shows work that we have completed from February 2023 to January 2024. And you can see a huge increase in organic traffic here. One of the main ways that we're doing this is obviously editing the English, the UK English into US English. But another thing that we did was identified, Bouclem talk a lot about a curl profile. How do you discover your curl profile? In the US, they talk about curl types. We do talk about it in the UK, but it's the preferred phrase in the US. We created a really authoritative, lengthy blog post on this, and it is now the top performing page across the entire site, ahead of even the homepage. So yeah, really happy with that, obviously. And then these are the results for France. This was 4 months post MTPE completion. So you can see the conversions, particularly. This was Germany and Netherlands. Oh no, something's happened to that. I can't read that percentage at the end, but yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to, before I finish, just run you through the process that we took with this brand. So we basically observed a very limited uplift in organic traffic and conversions across their EU site since we launched them. And then identified an opportunity with the client to then optimize these translations. Because of limited budget and time, we then identified the top 20 performing URLs for each country, German, French, and Dutch. And I speak French, so I was able to work with one of their French-speaking teams to identify the French keywords that they wanted to target. their French member of the team, did some on-site optimizations, but we also used a translation agency to basically carry out these optimizations in those 3 languages. And they were also able to do the Wiglot implementation themselves. I have since found out that you can, of course, request these translation edits from Wiglot. So we will be doing that next time. But it was super easy. It was really easy. And the uplift has been amazing to see. So yeah, this is the QR code for the blog post that I've written to accompany this talk. So thank you so much for listening. That's it.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.
Demand Sphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.